that was you or whether that was the demon in you, but I will not go down that road.
And again, I'm going to tell you, you apologize to the chair before you say one further word.
I'm asking you now whether the demon in you is operating or whether it is you. That's all I'm asking. And I'm not going to apologize for it. Those are your words. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not apologizing.
Well,
I'm not apologizing. I am not apologizing for words that you have mentioned in this house. I'm not doing it.
Attorney Anthony Astafan is an advisor to the Skerrit administration. In his view, the Speaker was right to intervene when she did.
That the question of diplomatic passports and passports are not only highly controversial, but not fitted and did not fit within the subjects and objects of the motion of no confidence. Secondly, there was a clear imputation of motive. All that the Speaker did was to point out that in accordance with the rules, that you cannot impute motive, improper motive, to any member of the House. Mr. Linton reacted with some hostility and anger, and he says, well, is it you or your demons in you asking me to do that? And he went on to accuse the Speaker of the House of seeking to discriminate against him because he was merely using her words.
Here is Speaker Boyd Knights addressing Parliament on the matter, and Opposition Leader Linton's reaction, as well as comments from two other opposition MPs.
I pointed out to the member that I have a general authority under Standing Order 86, 1 and 2 to conduct the business of the House. I also pointed him to Standing Order 49, where the Speaker in the House or the Chair in committee shall be responsible for the observance of rules of the House. The member then suggests that I have a demon in me and says because I said it at some other point, that it's okay for him to say so. What the member does not realize is that I was responding to something one of his side said, and he now cannot say that I have a demon in me, which is exactly what he said. And I think I am within my right, both as Speaker and as a Member of Parliament, to point out to him that he is using unparliamentary language towards me, and that he was rude to suggest that I have a demon in me, and I called on him to apologize. And I'm further stating that when he apologizes, he can continue. If he's not willing to continue, then can the next member rise to support his motion, please? The member has to realize there's a big difference between being in front of a console and being in Parliament. There's a big difference, and I don't think he has ever taken note of that. So,
Mr. Speaker, just asking a question. Are you going to allow me to conclude the introduction, the presentation of this motion to the Parliament or not?
As soon as you apologize.
No, well, I'm not apologizing.
Oh, well, then will the next person stand to speak? So I do think...
I'm ready to speak when my leader is allowed to complete his presentation.
But
Stop denying him his presentation.
Your hard of hearing
sits in the records of the Parliament.
Mr. President, Madam Speaker, let me a small intervention. A small intervention. I am a parent, a mother of 3, and I understand that as a mother I have a right to exercise my authority. But there are situations where I'm not always right. Authority does not mean that we are always right. And there are some situations where we just have to be humble and admit that, you know, there's no right or wrong in this situation. I think what the honorable leader of the opposition said was it is not untruthful. And there should be no reason why he should apologize for speaking the truth.
And let me just tell you, it might be the truth that somebody does something, but the rules say that you can't say it in Parliament. And that's where we become unglued. That's the point.
Methodist cleric Reverend William Watty is among critics of Alec Boyd Knights, who suggest that she is not impartial, that she is partisan, and that she needs to make a real effort to do much better as Speaker.
I was so sickened by the whole thing that I really left home. I switched off and I just drove out. it's become so true to form that I think that it is an embarrassment for me as a Dominican to know that this kind of conduct is going on abroad. It's because partiality, partisanship, that is the main problem of this thing. Obviously, she provoked the leader of the opposition to the reaction that he took. You cannot, I find it difficult to interrupt somebody speaking by saying not to impute improper motives. So I think she's unfit to be a Speaker of a House of Assembly. She's temperamentally unsuited for that position. She is incapable of impartiality, and she has no conscience about the way she is acting. I deplore the fact that we have reached a stage in Dominican politics that we have to put somebody like that in the Speaker's chair.
We give Speaker Boyd Knights an opportunity to respond to the criticism leveled at her by Reverend Watty, who on occasion writes articles on matters of interest in the local newspapers. Former Minister of Justice in Trinidad and Tobago, Herbert Volney, who has Dominican roots, also criticized the Speaker, suggesting she was treating Parliament like a classroom and playing the role of teacher and treating the opposition MPs like children. Mrs. Boyd Knights declined to comment when we reached her on Friday, explaining that the parliamentary session was ongoing and she would prefer to address the issue after the current session ends.
And I want to do my House sitting complete before I comment, okay?
The criticism directed at the Speaker is misdirected. Anthony Astafan tells the bigger picture.
I've told Mr. Volney that I thought he was very wrong, that you cannot look at an isolated incident or statement and come to a generalized and broad brush conclusion like that. If you to criticize the conduct of any Speaker of the House, you must look at the conduct of the members of the Parliament in order to come to a conclusion fairly and objectively as to whether her conduct is anti-democratic.
Opposition leader Linton is suggesting that the Speaker often oversteps her authority. He cites what happened on Wednesday as another example.
The Speaker has developed the habit of interfering with our presentations in the Parliament without any standing order objections from the floor. It is an abuse of privilege, an abuse of power. She's done it for too long. And on principle, I'm going to stand up against it because the rules allow for the Speaker to be the arbiter of debate in the Parliament, not for her to be unreasonably inserting herself into the debate with objections that have not come from the other side or from even our side of the House. When the Speaker rises in debate to object to something I have said, who's going to be the arbiter? Who's going to be the judge? Who's going to be the referee? So now the question is, where do we go from here?
But according to Astafan, it is the opposition MPs who are at fault.
The information, the propaganda, the image, the perception about the Speaker's negative impact on democracy and Parliament is entirely misconceived. Why? Because they are not focusing on the conduct of the members that are leading consistently to the Speaker of the House, trying to maintain order and decorum and some form of civilized behavior in the House and compliance with the rules of the House. Now, I cannot speak for other speakers, I cannot speak for other standing orders, but our standing orders impose the duty on the Speaker to ensure that people making statements and speeches and debating in the House comply with the rules.
It ended up being almost a personal thing between Speaker and opposition leader. Is that something the House needs?
No, what the House needs is for members of the House on both sides to conduct themselves with honor, with decency, with humility, with integrity, and with some degree of civilization. The leaders of the opposition and members of the opposition spend literally 24/7 demonizing the Speaker of the House on radio. And they go on the House, and the slightest intervention by her or statement by her leads to an immediate eruption, because it is, as far as I see it, a strategic position of the leader of the opposition and the opposition members to continuously cause chaos, to paint the picture to the entire world that Skerrit and all the other branches of government are suffocating democracy in Dominica. And I'm not prepared to bite that. I am prepared to focus on their conduct and as to why it is that the Speaker of the House has had to intervene on so many occasions.
For Reverend Watty, the opposition too often gets played because they have not yet learned how to treat with a speaker they contend is hostile to them.
I believe on the opposition side that it is about time they learn how to deal with her. I believe that she's provoking them to especially the kind of reaction that the leader of the opposition had to her interruption. And it is deliberate. You provoke her, and then you fall into her trap. Then she begins to assert her authority as Speaker of the House of Assembly, and the more she asserts it, the more you feel provoked, and the more you respond, until the thing becomes totally unmanageable.
We have had people close to...
The whole objective of your presentation is thrown away. As long as she's Speaker of the Chair, when she is interrupting, what you do is just to listen to her and then ignore her and go on with your speech. And I feel that this is what, by now, they should have learned is a strategy, because she cannot compel you to respond to her. So when she makes her interruptions, simply ignore her, listen to her, let her speak, and then just ignore her and go on with your speech and have no comment to make on her. But when you get provoked and you cannot control yourself, that is what you want.
Pro-Speaker Astephan concedes that Speaker Boyd Knights can do better.
Should the Speaker perhaps show a little more patience at times? I would say yes. If you were to ask me, well, don't the members of the House on the government side have an obligation to get up sometimes and invoke the proceedings, the rules of the House to maintain order, to take a member to the Privileges Committee, to have a member censured? I would say yes, but I would not agree with any conclusion criticizing the Speaker in those general and broad brush manner without looking and focusing at the specific conduct of the members of the House that has led to her reaction and her rulings.
Opposition leader Lennox Linton, following Wednesday's incident, insisted that he should have been allowed to conclude his presentation on the motion.
I was the one on the paper presenting the motion, and I needed to be given the courtesy of completing. I had 45 minutes to address the House on the motion. If I had not finished saying what I had to say in setting up the reasons why there should be no confidence in this Prime Minister, what are we debating? We're debating the motion. I am presenting the motion. I am not given a chance to present the motion. What is my team supposed to do?
Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit described the opposition leader's handling of the matter in Parliament as unbecoming.
It was really baseless and shameful what happened in the Parliament. At the end of the day, whether the Speaker is right or wrong, her ruling has to carry.
Here's a question from Methodist cleric Watty. The opposition leader's comment referring to her as a demon. How parliamentary was that?
Well, I think it was unparliamentary. It was not necessary. But, I mean, in a state of provocation, especially when you cannot control yourself, you lapse into these unnecessary repartees, which does not help anybody. He didn't have to say so, but again, having said so, no, you fall into her trap.
Here is a question for Anthony Astephan. How does he rate Speaker Boyd Knights?
I think in difficult circumstances, she's doing a very, very good job. She's the longest serving speaker perhaps in the Commonwealth, certainly in CARICOM. And from all that I have read at parliamentary meetings that she's attended, she's highly respected and regarded in the Commonwealth parliamentary sessions.
How do you tie that with the suggestion that she's not impartial, that she's partisan?
I reject those arguments about impartiality. Ken, as I said to you, if I am to have an objective criticism of the Speaker, and sometimes there's probably room for that, you have to look specifically at the conduct of the members in the House before you show and come to a conclusion about the Speaker. If the members disrespect the Speaker of the House and flagrantly disregard the rules of the House, and take the same culture of mépris and slanderous and scandalous statements from the radio and the platform into the House, she has an obligation to act.
Reverend Wati sees a bigger problem of how governing parties treat the opposition.
Dominica on a whole in its politics, and I'm not referring only to the Labour Party, I'm referring to a general pattern in our politics, that when you are in government, you do not know how to relate to the opposition in a respectful way. It happens all the time. When Eugenia Charles was Prime Minister, that is how she treated the opposition. When UWP was in power, that is how they did it. And we must stop this nonsense. The parliamentary opposition, whether you like them or not, is something that is constitutional. The leader of the opposition is a constitutional appointment, and because the leader of the opposition is not appointed on the recommendation of the Prime Minister has no control over him. And they must learn to deal with that. The Prime Minister of Dominica must learn to understand that the opposition is there to protect our democracy. And you do not have to like him, but you have to respect the office. And that is the problem. And I'm not putting that indictment on this Labour government alone. It is a pattern that happens from government to government. And my fear is that if you put the UWP back in, that is going to happen again, because they have the power. In other words, we are operating on a principle not that right has any might, but that might is always right.
The parliamentary battle between Speaker and Opposition Leader resumed Thursday, ending in Opposition Leader Linton being escorted out of Parliament by a Sergeant-at-Arms. Here's a bit of that drama.
Madam Speaker, with all of the raising of objections and standing order objections and so on, I just wanted to be clear what your ruling was this morning, because yesterday we had an incident and the matter before us concluded and we moved on with the sitting of the Parliament. Moving on with the sitting of the Parliament involved me as the member for the Margaret constituency posing a question to the Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs. And so I did in fact participate in the affairs of the Parliament subsequent to the incident that caused some concern yesterday. You're now returning to that incident this morning and ruling that what? I will not be participating any further in the affairs of this Parliament?
It's 8:41. We captured a piece of this program from Win FM St. Kitts. Program dubbed Bigger Picture, produced by Dominican journalist Ken Richards. Very, very interesting. Let's say thank you to Ken and Win FM out of St. Kitts. 8:42, hello.
I say praises, thanks, blessings, and glory to all those with humanity. Mr. Pelty, blessings to your family, sir.
My brother, good morning, yes.
Matt, thanks for airing that piece, then. Let me give Mr. Ken Richards his flowers. The boy is a genius, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
That is a professional at work. And an observation, you realize how impartial Dr. Wati can be and brutally honest, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, Tony can't find it. You know, sometimes she can exercise a bit of more patience. But you need to watch your position. And Matt, get somebody that is more intelligent than I am. Matt, The Speaker of the House is a member of Parliament. I heard she said, as a member of Parliament. I would really want somebody to clarify that, Matt, because, and she said that she has the general authority. Can somebody enlighten me? General and absolute authority. And the room for abuse, Matt. Because if she feels she has the general authority, could it equate to absolute authority to be that abusive? And Matt, it is clear, and Mr. Linton, as Dr. Reverend Waters said, is playing into her hands. The opposition members are playing into the hands of Alex Boyd Knight. The brother using is advising a very good suggestion. You listen to this woman with her abusive and arrogant and cantankerous kind of attitude, quarrelsome and argumentative, and you pretend like she's not there. Unless if it comes to the point where it ends up in a broil. But most of the times, when she interjects or interrupts, there is not even an interjection. There is a disruption and an interruption. You listen to her, you stare in the face, or you don't even watch her. And you just continue. You're about to impute improper motive. You are imputing improper motive. You all are intelligent enough, just use a different choice of words. Come to work with this woman who you know is on a mission to keep you submissive and at base, not to make her get to you. So really and truly, I think Reverend Water is a professional and he is brutally honest, my brother, saying what's on his mind, while Tony, you could clearly see all the excuses. And Matt, if that continue like that, with Alex Boyd Knight just, it's deliberate, it's provocation. If the brother is asking questions about passports and who holding our diplomatic things out there, and all of a sudden you say you're about to impute improper motives. My brother, something is wrong with this land and something has to be done, and let me give thanks to you again. Blessings, sir.
Thank you very much. Hello, let's take another phone call, huh?
Yeah, good morning, Matt Percy. This is Lennox.
Hey, Lennox, how you doing?
I'm good. Morning to the people of Concord and Marigot, the people of Dublin, at home and abroad. I'm listening to this program this morning, and I'm wondering what is really going on. I submitted a motion of no confidence in the Prime Minister to be debated in the Parliament, to be deliberated on by the Parliament. This process goes back many months, because when the motion was submitted the first time, it was not accepted. Second time, it was ruled out of order. I think it was on the fourth occasion when it was submitted, it was finally accepted. It was scheduled for this just concluded sitting of the Parliament. And so at the appropriate time, I rose to present the motion. A few minutes into the presentation of the motion, the Speaker interrupts me to say that she's concerned that I am imputing improper motives. Imputing improper motives for what? For saying that the Prime Minister has issued diplomatic passport and diplomatic immunity, and has granted diplomatic immunity to questionable characters who have tainted the image of the country overseas, with no visible economic benefits to us for the distribution of those passports to questionable characters. Matt, a statement of truth and fact cannot be an imputation of improper motives. The diplomatic passports have been issued to crooks and criminals. Francesco Corallo was on the Interpol list of most wanted criminals when he held a diplomatic passport of the Commonwealth of Dominica as the country's envoy in Rome. Who made the appointment? Me? No, it was Mr. Skerrit and his government that made the appointment of Corallo, a wanted criminal at the top of the list of Interpol. Who gave the passport to Alison Desani Madweki? Me?
No, it was the government. They admitted that they gave her the diplomatic passport and assigned her the diplomatic rank of Trade and Investment Promotion, or Trade and Investment Commissioner, until she was held by authorities in Britain in connection with fraud and money laundering and so on. So it is a fact that the passports of Dominica have ended up in the hands of people who have turned out to be of questionable character. They have been involved in international criminal, or at least accused of international criminal activity. When that statement is made in the Parliament and the Speaker interrupts with a long hallelujah story, what do the pundits say about that? What do the Ken Richards and the Tony Astor fans and the Reverend Watties and so on, what do they say about that? Is that wrong or is that right? And how is it that human beings, normal Christian people, can be subjected as a strategy to that relentless provocation after provocation after provocation? That relentless, unlawful interruption after interruption after interruption, calculated to disturb their speech, calculated to intimidate them, to belittle them in the Parliament, and they must just, with exemplary equanimity, just move on and ignore her. How do good, charitable, normal Christian people continue to ignore wrong and say and do nothing about it? How do normal Christian people continue to look injustice in the face and smile at it and do nothing about it? That is the problem we have. The injustices have gone on for too long. Did you hear the Speaker, Matt, when Roosevelt rose on a point of order with respect to Danny Luque? She actually asked him, the Honorable Prime Minister, in those terms, to allow her to deal with the matter, please, Anybody on the opposition side in a similar situation would have been shut down. Take your seat. Shut up. I don't want to hear you, etc., etc. In the case of Mrs. Skerrit, she begs for the opportunity for her to deal with the matter. Deal with the matter meaning she's begging Mrs. Skerrit for the opportunity to do her work, to allow her to do her work, because there was a point of order objection on the floor, and she was supposed to rule on it. All she had to say was, member, take your seat. I will deal with this matter. She asked for almost like permission from Skerrit, who was on his feet, to deal with the matter. Anything else to do, any similar thing to do with us, should be barging in, take your seat, shut up, sit down, little children. And what the people of Dominica need to tell me and to tell the members of the parliamentary opposition, because we're there as a result of the people's votes. I'm leader of the opposition as a result of the provisions of the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica, specific to the elections of 2014. The people of Dominica must tell us what they wish us to do. Because it cannot be right that we are seeing blatantly in front of us the bias, the injustice, the disgraceful conduct of the Speaker towards members of the parliamentary opposition. And we must simply grin and bear it, because we need to say certain things in the Parliament. If that is what they want, instead of insisting that it has been long enough that we've been subjected to this, it is time for some other Speaker capable of greater balance, greater fairness in the chair of the Parliament to take over. Is Dominica telling us we must grin and bear Alex Boyd Knight for as long as is necessary, without saying to Roosevelt Skerrit, who is the appointee of the people of Dominica, listen, we have had enough. It is time for a new Speaker of the Parliament of Dominica. Why is it that she has to get away with all of these indiscretions? Why is it that she has to get away with all these diabolical interpretation of the rules just to suit her agenda for the Labour Party in the Parliament? Why is it that we must continue to be subject to that? We've had better speakers before, Matt Peltier. We'll have a better speaker than Alex Boyd Knight in the future. Why is it her privilege to just sit there, not do her work as it is required to do? And at the end of the day, she gets the support, she gets the justification for her conduct from the pundits, and the burden is on us to adjust our normal behavior, our normal Christian behavior and a normal response to injustice to suit her, because she's all powerful and she's almighty. That's what we want in Dominica. I'm placing the question before the people of Dominica this morning.
Thank you very much, Leonard Linton. We have to, of course, move on to our stop of the Muslim Store. When we come back, we'll be hearing from Gilden Richards. He will join in the debate of what is going on in Parliament with Speaker Alex Boyd Knight. Stick around. This is the big station.
Independence Creole Balgamoon, Adepadas Creole Balgamoon. This Independence Day, November 3rd, 48 Karat Gold Swinging Stars and Prince Waddix will be live at the Scenic and Historic Fortune Hotel from 10 p.m.
Dominique,
Creole Balgamoon. Dress in anything Creole and be part of the first ever Creole Balgamoon. Entrance only $40 in advance and supported by Digicel, the Extraordinary Network. Creole Balgamoon. It could be the national wear, a Creole shirt, a jeep, a pantalon. Wear anything Creole and be part of the Creole Balgamoon. And celebrate Dominica's independence November 3rd, 10 p.m. at the Fortune Hotel with Swinging Stars and Prince Waddix.
It's never too far away. Carry, 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 carry. I am you, and you are me. It no matter where you from or who you be now. In the club or through the streets, put a Carib in your hand. I say it's never too far away. Carib, 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 Carib.
Carib, real Caribbean bear.
Moccasin,
King of the night. Your time to rule is now.
Moccasin,
King of the night. Moccasin, King of the night. King of the night.
Moccasin.
It's time to rule the night. Okay, check it out. It's time to rule the night. This is not a ranking thing. There's no competition. There can be only one king at the top of your game. Swag on point. You run the show. You run the road. Black buckling and then your goal inside. Step to the throne. King of the night. King of the night. King of the night. Moccasin. King of the night.
www.buymuslims.com. No standing in line, no wasting your time. Buymuslims.com. Just order online, everything will be fine. Buymuslims.com. As soon as you click, you'll be getting it quick. Buymuslims.com. It's like having the entire store at your fingertips. www.buymuslims.com.
Of course, we'll join the Muslims too about 10 minutes before the hour of 10 o'clock. We continue. On the line with me is attorney at law, Lawyer Gilden Richards. Has been observing, watching what's going on in Parliament. And he did listen to the program this morning out of St. Kitts. The bigger picture. Arguments 2 and 4. Or for and against. Mr. Gilden Richards, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Matt. That's me.
All right, good morning to you. You've observed and you're noticing?
Matt, you know I do not speak very frequently in the media.
I know that.
Nowadays.
Yes.
But having heard what just transpired, as though somebody was saying Lennox Linton was wrong to have done what he did, let me put it on record that I'm in total agreement with what he did. I think it is a little late. I will tell you why. Because I want to respond to those persons who suggest that he ought not to have done what he did. I respect Reverend Wati. I love him. We belong to the same church. I believe he's a generally fair man. On this occasion, I think his analysis is a little skewed. Matt, it is the same people who are now finding fault with Lennox, who have watched the opposition suffer under the hands of this speaker, for years, never did anything effective to bring her under control. It is the same people who are now suggesting that Lennox ought to have just stayed there, disregard her, and continue. Matt, let's look at another analysis, the broader picture. It is my broader picture. Because I do not wait for a journalist to tell me what is the larger picture by reviewing a matter that is of such importance, speaking to only two persons. Matt, Lennox Linton and the opposition have for years, and the United Workers' Party generally, been suffering under the Speaker, Alex Boyd Knight. They have called to local, regional, international bodies to observe, speak, and act in relation to the Speaker. They have not acted. The Speaker in the House of Parliament called herself a demon. And she was not wrong. As a matter of fact, I admire her strength to call herself exactly what she is. That anybody should say that Lennox was wrong to question. He said he was about. He did not ask her. He did not accuse her. He said he was about to ask her whether it was that demon, which means he was asking her whether it is what you call yourself that was speaking. Nobody did that analysis and determined it's the use of language that matters there, and not necessarily whether the words are used or not. So if I was about to tell you something and I haven't told you, can it be said that I called you something? No. But he should have called her, and he rightly afterwards told her that she was what she called herself. Now, the people who think that Lennox should have just sat there and listened to the Speaker as that obedient boy are the same persons who benefit from the liberation from slavery as a result of or revolt in disregard and disobedience of rules that were being abused. Reverend Wati, Blessing, Tony de Astafan cannot deny that the Speaker has been repeatedly abusing the rules of Parliament. So when she refers to the rules of Parliament, that she indecently disrespects every minute of a sitting, to say that they now give her authority and nobility to put Mr. Lennox Linton down. Mr. Lennox should find Linton should find the same strength in disregarding those rules. The Speaker is in no better position to breach the rules of Parliament than Mr. Linton. And when the Speaker is brought under control, and she then objectively applies and observes the rule, only then, and only then, I repeat, should Mr. Lennox Linton not respond to the Speaker as he did. The Speaker has disqualified herself so many times, yet she is there serving the purpose of one side of Parliament, and everybody thinks that when she speaks, everybody must just obey, kneel and obey the Speaker. I say, no, stand and disregard the Speaker. When she disrespects you, disrespect her. So a broader analysis, a broader investigation will come into the workings of Parliament to bring control to the Speaker.
Well, what about the critics, Mr. Gilden, who say, or the critics of Lennox Linton who say, well, Mr. Linton should have exercised some patience and, allow the Speaker to say what she had to say and move on with the debate, because he missed the opportunity to conclude, his own debate.
Suggest that to the people who don't see.
Repeat that, Mr. Gilden.
I'm saying the people who suggest that, including Reverend Wati, are the people who don't see, because of the myopic analysis of the situation, that Lennox Linton was the victim. What did Lennox Linton do? He was about to present a motion. He was denied the opportunity to present the motion. It therefore meant any motion that was put to the House to be voted on was not his motion. And therefore, since they are the majority in Parliament and they clearly showed that they would all have voted against the motion, they did not give his motion an opportunity to be presented. And therefore, when they voted on the Speaker's motion. The Speaker presented her motion because of her participation to the House, and the House voted on her motion. How can anybody vote on a motion that was denied the opportunity to be completed? Everybody has an idea what Lennox is talking about. He was only going to put it in more formal terms to the House. So everybody now must reflect and see what were the things he ought to have been speaking about that were not given the opportunity to be aired in the House in the motion. We all know what Lennox and the opposition have been saying all the time. Those are the very things that have now, by an accumulated process, have made it necessary for that motion. So that anybody should be blaming Lennox Linton for the stance he is taking. And I'm looking forward to the opposition to take greater, more assertive stance. And I say this, every time the Speaker violates the rules of Parliament patently and blatantly with a view to partisan benefit of the other side. Matt, I believe all Dominicans who like justice must stand with the opposition who have begged for their intervention for so long, who have been denied that intervention, but who now have taken positions to liberate themselves like George Washington did, Nelson Mandela did, everybody we know who had to fight for their freedom did, to liberate themselves from a speaker who is clearly disqualified to occupy the position she occupies. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was Attorney at Law Gilden Richards. Let's take a few phone calls. We'll make a stop of the Fortune Hotel in a few minutes. Hello.
Good morning, Matt.
Yes, sir.
Matt, I will say that, we've known the Speaker for what she is. She has been on a steady roll with respect to disrespecting the opposition. And the only reason why the Parliament of Dominica is getting that kind of attention is because now of the rebellious response of the opposition. Because every time the Speaker does her own thing, nobody pays attention. It seems to me that we don't see. And by the way, I have nothing with Dr. Wati. I mean, Reverend Wati has been writing articles. I've read his articles. Very well balanced, well put together person. I mean, I can say he's a balanced guy. I mean, he has his views, and I respect that. And not because you want to appear balanced or people think that you have fear that you take advantage. Because remember, too, he's a person that is recognized in society. He could be influential, and probably in his own saying, they are recognizing that the Speaker is wrong, and tell us why she's wrong. Because the issue is not about Mr. Linton. The only reason why now that people are paying attention to the Parliament is because that the opposition now is responding in a sort of rebellious way. And you cannot let the Speaker take over. Because Matt, sometimes the Speaker saying, hey, reminder, I'm going to remind you that you're about to do what? Imply improper motive. You cannot do that. You don't know what is in my mind. So sometimes she deliberately interrupts the guys, and that is wrong. So I believe that we must evaluate and assess clearly and close to the Parliament and see that the person who obstructs the Parliament is the Speaker. The Speaker is the biggest obstacle to the parliamentary proceedings in Dominica. I can tell you that straight. I listen to the Parliament, I see the reaction of it, and I think the Speaker wants to show that, look, I'm in the chair, I rule, and whatever. I meant to speak there. You see some convincing as if that exists in the rules. When the members, volunteer to say, well, look, Madam Speaker, I oppose to that because look, that say. She doesn't want to hear that. Why would you not want to give the member who you so say obstructs the Parliament to explain his or herself? Himself, you have to do that. That is not what happens. This Speaker is not bad. This Speaker is the biggest obstacle in parliamentary proceedings, and we need to look at that. Thank you, Matt, for the opportunity.
All right, let's take another phone call. As I said, we'll be making a stop with the Fortune Hotel in a minute. Hello.
Matt,
I'm here.
big support to Mr. Gildon Richard, and I support my leader of the opposition, what he did. No apologies to those people in the house. That is it. What they look for, that they get. My leader is not, Lennox Linton is not her child, so I support them. And let me tell you, I'm fed up with some of those hypocrites that in Dominica right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take another phone call there. Hello.
Yes, good morning, Matt.
Uh-huh.
How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
Matt, sometimes I just wonder what to think about the people that we look up to as people high in society, people that people would really watch as a role model. But I have been monitoring, House of Assembly for a long time. I'm not that old, but I am not that young. But what is happening in Parliament today, that never happened in our Parliament, Matt. We had Ozzie Sims as Speaker of the House. We had Mary Davis Pierre. Matt, as a citizen of this country, any Dominican that really started, listening to Parliament will tell you they never hear what is happening today. And it's not yesterday, Matt. It's 17 years that Speaker Alex Boyd Knight is doing what she's doing. When she tell the opposition to go and shake their bag where they sell their coal, where was Ken Richard? Where was Dr. Watty? They heard those things, but they never commented. Now, when today Dr. Watty is telling me that Mary Eugenia Charles did it, UWP do it, so 17 years Alex Boyd Knight is doing what she's doing, she comparing it to those other people. I am saying that is height of hypocrisy, man. Because, those people in Dominican, they know what is going on. They know what is happening. Now, when you want to compare the past administration with what that is happening there, anybody with a common sense will say is hypocrisy, Matt. Because, come on, we hearing, we seeing, we knowing what is going on. And if you want to be fair, you will say straight up for 17 years, one speaker is doing what he is doing there to the opposition. No good thinking Dominican should not really stand on the side of Alex Boyd Knight.
Well, again, we will always have different opinions. As I said, we have to agree to disagree sometimes. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we'll talk to the Fortune Hotel, and then we'll continue the debate right after this.
All roads lead to Milan's Bar and Grill, right next to Minia 7-Eleven on the Louisville Highway, right after Creole in the back. This Wednesday and Thursday for the real after party, Milan style, with Mr. Mix. Yes, you heard that. With Mr. Mix on the menu, crab callaloo, smoked meat broth, fish and chicken fingers, chateau goat and fish water, ribs and fries, and so much more. Enough ice cold drinks awaits you. So see you at Milan's Bar and Grill, right next to Minia 7-Eleven on the Louisville Highway, this Wednesday and Thursday, right after Creole in the Park with Mr. Mix. It's gonna be hot.
Welcome home, returning Dominicans and visitors. The National Cooperative Credit Union, NCCU, welcomes you as we celebrate our anniversary of independence. Come visit your friendly NCCU family at the Castle Bruce, Vacas, St. Paul's, St. David, La Salette, and Roseau branches. Open new accounts, update your membership card and beneficiary, buy member shares. Inquire about our fabulous new services. Feel the excitement as our family grows. Happy independence to you, members, visitors, Dominicans, the NCCU. We are one big family.
We are the NCCU, with service dedicated to you. We are the NCCU, with service dedicated.
Want a loan? Get it quick. Land pickle education, domestic. You think we done? International debit card and MRA for retirement.
Giving back to community, we are one big family, for young and old and in between. We are the NCCU, National Cooperative Credit Union, service dedicated to you. We are the NCCU, and our other branches island-wide. We are one big family.
If this hurricane coming, I'd better make sure I'm ready. I have my batteries, and flashlight, water, tuna, sardines, and of course, Cricks, my vital supplies. Plus, with this new packaging, Cricks stays fresher for longer. So now I'm prepared for anything.
Cricks Vital Supplies.
For
For all your shopping needs at the best prices in Dominica, shop at S-Mart. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Shop smart at S-Mart. Can you get me some Lotto?
Oh, my favorite
Shop smart at S-Mart. I get a top-up flow and digital. Shop smart at S-Mart.
Sunday to Sunday.
Open on holidays. Shop smart at S-Mart. So much fresh fruit and produce.
Good quality service. Unlimited parking. All the best products at S-Mart. You get the best prices.
Shop smart at S-Mart for great prices and unlimited parking. Entrance and exit on both Goodwill Road and Rawls Avenue. Open 7 days a week. Call 448-2340. Shop smart at
S-Mart.
The independent.
The debate will continue, I imagine, in a few minutes. But we're making the stop with the Fort Young Hotel.
The independent season is here, and you should celebrate it with none other than the Fort Young Hotel. Creole Buffet Lunch every Friday, October 7 to the 21st from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Palisades Restaurant. Creole Day Lunch, October 28, Marquise Hall, Ballas Bar and Vault, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. EC $85 per person, advance reservations required. For more information, call the Fort Young Hotel at 1-767-448-5000 or visit their website at www.fortyounghotel.com. You can also visit them on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Fort Young.
Okay, let's find out what's going on at Fort Young. Good morning to you. A little cold this morning?
It is in here. Good morning to all listeners.
Good morning, good morning.
You know, it's a Creole season. I see it's
Busy season for you,
yes,
huh?
it is. And the cruise ship started today. So we're going to tell you what's on at the Fort Young Hotel. Journée Creole Lunch on October 20th from 12 to 3. It's the ultimate Creole experience at the Fort Young Hotel that you do not want to miss out on. I'm just going to tell you what's on our menu for that day. So we start with our soups. We have a callaloo soup and shato water. And our display bread station, we have cornbread, cassava assorted breads, coconut nuts, and garlic breadsticks. And for our salad display, we have cucumber sauce, avocado faring balls, the pig feet sauce, mixed green salad. And for entrees, we have smoked pork sandwich, fish caboulon, stewed chicken, stewed crabs. And that is all served with buttered roast breadfruit, steamed plantains, yam pie, coconut, and bean rice. And for dessert, we have fruit platter, sweet potato pudding, tamarind balls, coconut tablets, and coconut cheese. And that menu is only EC $85 per person. That is inclusive of all taxes. And you know what we recommend that you book in advance. Tickets are available at the front desk. So to avoid the hustle of having to pay at the entrance, you just want to come in, have a host take you to your seat and dine. We recommend that you purchase your tickets in advance at the front desk at the hotel.
So you can buy your tickets from today? Or?
Yes, tickets are available. You just come in and you ask for your tickets. We put down your name on our reservation list. So there's no waiting in line for you. And of course, we give you that option where you can sit in the Marquis Hall, the Ballas Bar. And for those of you who want that air-conditioned seating, the vault is available to sit you in air condition if you like. We have all the cultural bands, the cultural group, the drummers, and you won't be left out in the vault because they'll be rotating. So you feel like you're very much involved. It's just the ultimate Creole Day experience on October 20th. That's upstairs in the Marquis Hall, the Ballas Bar, and the Vault.
Are we talking about EC? How much?
EC $85 per person, and you have this great menu put together by our food and beverage team. So it's just a day that you just want to dress in your madras, in your African, whatever you decide to wear, keep it cultural, and you come to the Fort Young Hotel and dine on that particular day.
Oh, you just make me feel that I need to leave here now and go to lunch. But I have to wait until Friday.
We have lunch available as our daily buffet from 12 to 1, but this is our Journée Creole lunch on October 20th from 12 to 3 p.m.
Wow. We're going to come back. We'll wrap it up with the Fort Young right here on Cube.
The independent season is here, and you should celebrate it with none other than the Fort Young Hotel. Creole buffet lunch every Friday, October 7 to the 21st from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Palisades Restaurant. Creole Day lunch, October 28, Marquise Hall, Ballas Bar and Vault, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. EC $85 per person. Advance reservations required. For more information, call the Fort Young Hotel at 1-767-448-5000 or visit their website at www.fortyounghotel.com. You can also visit them on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Fort Young.
Okay, let's have the menu again for Friday.
So our Journée Creole lunch menu, we have our start with our soups. We have Kalaloo soup and Chateau water. Our bread display station, we have cornbread, cassava assorted breads, coconut nuts and garlic breadsticks. And of course we have our salad bread, our salad bar display where we have cucumber sauce, avocado farin balls, pig feet sauce and our mixed green salad. And for entrees, we have smoked pork sandcoch, fish caboullo, stewed chicken, and stew crabs. That is all served with buttered roast breadfruit, steamed plantains, yam pie, coconut, and red bean rice. And of course, not forgetting the dessert on the menu, we have our fruit platter, sweet potato pudding, tamarind balls, coconut tablets, and coconut cheese. And that menu is EC $85 per person. So that's our Journée Creole lunch. You do not want to miss on that ultimate Creole experience at the Fort Young Hotel on that day.
Don't you wish today was Friday?
I know, right? And then we have all our hosts waiting to welcome you and sit you and ensure that you have a great time with us. Just wishing everyone happy independence, enjoy the season, and of course join us today Wednesday for Unwind Wednesday at the Ballas Bar with our live grill station and entertainment by Asher Thomas. So you do not want to miss what's going on at the Fort Young Hotel. And of course, you can always call us at 448-5000 for more information, or you can email us at info@fortyounghotel.com, or check out our Facebook page, and you'll get all the information that you need, or you just feel free to walk in and our receptionist will provide you with all information on what's going on at the Fort Young Hotel, our Creole Day events, and any upcoming events.
And don't forget, today is Unwind Wednesday. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, man.
Until we see you again. I hope it's soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.
The independent season is here, and you should celebrate it with none other than the Fort Young Hotel. Creole buffet lunch every Friday, October 7 to the 21st from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Palisades Restaurant. Creole Day lunch, October 28, Marquise Hall, Ballas Bar and Vault, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. EC $85 per person. Advance reservations required. For more information, call the Fort Young Hotel at 1-767-448-5000 or visit their website at www.fortyounghotel.com. You can also visit them on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Fort Young. The Fort Young Hotel comes alive this and every Wednesday for Unwind Wednesday. Perfect for that midweek date night or to just unwind after a long day of work. From 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Wednesday at the Fort Young Hotel with live entertainment, great company, tasty foods, and of course, the best wines. We look forward to seeing you at Unwind Wednesday this Wednesday. Fort Young Hotel, the key to Dominica.
Welcome home, returning Dominicans and visitors. The National Cooperative Credit Union, NCCU, welcomes you as we celebrate our anniversary of independence. Come visit your friendly NCCU family at the Castle Bruce, Vacas, St. Paul's, St. David, La Salette, and Roseau branches. Open new accounts, update your membership card and beneficiary, buy member shares. Inquire about our fabulous new services. Feel the excitement as our family grows. Happy independence to you, members, visitors, Dominicans, the NCCU. We are one big family.
If you want to join us in the debate, feel free to. At this time, 449-3095, 449-3096, and 449-3097. These are the numbers. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, hello, Matt.
How are you doing, my brother?
All right. Sorry, I'm a little late. I missed what Dr. Wati said.
Okay. Maybe I'll give you a replay sometime later in the afternoon, talk on the block.
Matt, I have a different spin.
All right, you
from a lot of our popular callers.
We have to agree to disagree.
That's right. But I have a slightly different spin. Matt, you remember when the same day when that thing happened and you played it on the afternoon, the talk on the
block, yes.
The talk on the block.
Yes.
Remember I called you and I told you that this was a strategy.
Okay.
Strategy by the speaker and whoever else. Because, Matt, the speaker in the House, most times if somebody says something that she figure, well, it's not parliamentary or whatever it is, she will ask them to withdraw it. But, Matt, she did not ask them to withdraw it. She asked him to apologize instead. Now, when you ask this person to withdraw it, they'll just say, Madam Speaker, I withdraw it, and they continue. But she asked him to apologize for something which, in my humble opinion, doesn't justify any kind of apology at all. But she knew that he would not apologize, so this way she would silence him and he would not be able to continue the contribution on the motion of no confidence and other issues that were big issues that were in Parliament. It was a way to silence him, and he fell for it. And I believe that they must be rejoicing now. So what I believe, Matt, the different spin I have on it is, the same way when the speaker asks you, well, to withdraw it, you withdraw it. So she asks you to apologize. I apologize, Madam Speaker. You could even do it with a smile on your face. You could even say, I apologize with a smile on your face. Because the Parliament, this is what we are seeing now. Everybody knows Alex Boyd Knight. We all have our opinion about her. And if Alex Boyd Knight said to apologize, I would just say, I apologize, even smiling. Because, I mean, we know her, and I don't want to really go into to the speaker. I think we're paying too much attention to the speaker, but that was a trap that was set for the leader of the opposition to see how she can get him out of the debate so he cannot make any contribution toward. You remember when he started talking on that motion, she said, I don't remember the exact words, but as though words to the effect that it is his day or something like that.
You're having your day.
You're having your day, something like that. What she meant by that is she knows, because I heard talk on the square down here in Portsmouth and fellas talking about, oh, well, you know, a motion of no confidence is ridiculous because it cannot affect the government. You know, in St. Vincent, where Ralph Gonzalez only has a one-seat majority, a vote of no confidence can move a government. But in our case here, that is not the purpose of a vote of no confidence. A vote of no confidence right now, given the formation of the Parliament, is one that allows you more latitude that you, the opposition, you can talk on education, on sports, on tourism, on passport. You can talk on everything. And this is where the speaker was going. And she knew how explosive that could be. So she shut him up early. So our scholars who are calling and so on, and they talking, I want them to look at that a little deeper and see the ploy behind it. And if I was Lennox, this is going to be a trend. This is going to be a trend. Instead of the speaker, instead of she calling and telling people to withdraw it, she might just, any little thing, apologize. Any little thing. So this is going to be the new thing. So she hoping that when she say apologize, then our guys will say we're not apologizing, and this way she has succeeded in silencing the entire opposition, and we're not going to fall for it. The speaker say apologize, Madam, I apologize, and you move on.
Thank you very much. Let's move on here. Taking another phone call this morning. It's 9:26. Hello. Morning to you.
It's an open line, or you have a particular topic?
We're talking about Parliament.
Okay, so can I say something about the road, not about Parliament?
Say something quickly.
And about our road in Wharton Waven, Matt, to let people know that work is going on successfully, but vehicles that are coming up to Tikwe and Bave and up to Petit Paradis, they cannot come up that area. They would have to park their vehicles a certain distance and walk up. On Friday, God's fear, everything will be okay. Vehicles will be able to drive right through. But then now solid waste. Solid waste, we are telling them on Monday they can come and pick up the rubbish. Make sure they come and pick up the rubbish on Monday. But when they come in, come with the small trucks, not the big trucks. Come with the small trucks. Because at the top of the village, there's still a portion of rubbish that they couldn't pick up because the road was already started when they came up to pick up the rubbish. So come up on Monday with a small truck to pick up the rubbish. And the people who are supposed to bring up the material for us, the people who are supposed to bring up the cement to pour, we are asking them to come up. Yesterday they were supposed to bring 2 trucks. They came up with 1 truck. They're stalling our project. So we're asking them to come up this morning and bring up the 2 trucks of cement for us to pour so that our project can go on. They're stalling our project. Thank you, Matt. Have a blessed.
Thank you, the people of Walton Waven. I can see pretty excited about their road project now ongoing there. Let's take another phone call. Good morning, 928. Yes. Yes, sir.
She said that just because you think you're having your day, if you listen to it, that's what she said. Just because you think you're having your day. That was imputed in proper motive, eh? Matt, let me tell you. Matt, you listen to Tony said that they are on the radio demonizing the speaker.
I heard him, yes.
So you see the justification for she being very hostile to the opposition. So I am saying, my brother, really and truly, you cannot legislate or restrict or dictate to a victim how they react to oppression. I am saying the saying goes, there is more than one way to skin a cat. And we are saying in the interest of penetrating power, raw power, that will not allow you to get anywhere close to it, you may have to, if you want to get through, you may have to use a different approach. But the person that is being oppressed or suppressed, man, you cannot tell them, you cannot restrict their reaction to that level of oppression. So, Mr. Linton, I saw what the Reverend Watty is saying, and a lot of people will jump on Reverend Watty. Yes, okay, well, we may look at it in a different context. But the brother is saying to get through that level of brutality, here is a different approach. And Mr. Linton will say, no, I refuse to humble myself to that level of brutality. And you cannot say he's wrong, or you cannot say Reverend Watty is wrong. So please let us be more tolerant people, rather than somebody think, oh, yeah, what Blessing say he against the opposition leader. Well, I'll always suffer because I say things to the extent to which I understand it, Matt. So really and truly, Reverend Watty is not saying nothing bad against the opposition. So really and truly, I like Linton approach because really and truly, Alex Boyd Knight have an agenda and it is not hidden. It is in plain sight. But Tony is telling us why the opposition, if all what he's saying there, he ain't even saying he putting his foot in his mouth by saying they are on the radio demonizing the speaker. So that means when they come in the house, that is the time for the speaker to enslave them. My God, having to do with the functions of governance, that is what you want to do, because I, as an opposition leader, can go on a radio station and say what you're doing, which is not wrong, you know. It is true what he's saying, you know, about the speaker. But when I reach in the house, that is the time for her to show me, yes, that is where the power lies. And I will tell you, sit down and take your seat and apologize. My brother, we are in trouble. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're doing this and coming back.
Crystal Waters Blue Skies, a platform for creative discussion. Live on cue.
If this hurricane coming, I'd better make sure I'm ready. I have my batteries and flashlight, water, tuna, sardines, and of course, Cricks. My vital supplies. Plus, with this new packaging, Cricks stays fresher for longer. So now I'm prepared for anything.
Cricks Vital Supplies.
Make your Christmas colorific with Berger. Shop now and get great discounts on your favorite Berger products. From 25% off premium paints, varnishes, and stains. And from 10% off Magic Coat oil and emulsion. 'Tis the season to be painting, so take advantage of this jolly good offer while stocks last. Available at participating dealers island-wide. See press for details. Berger Paints for lasting beauty and protection.
Local agents E.H. Charles and Company Limited.
La Dominique préparez-vous. The government of Dominica Discover Dominica Authority presents the 19th World Creole Music Festival, October 28, 29 and 30. Windsor Park Sports Stadium, Rosa. Featuring Acorn, the Wyclef Jean, Le Gourmet Zouk, Timaya, Gentleman, Morgan Heritage, Popcan, Original Bouillon Pioneers, Ophelia, Triple K Global, WCK, Kes the Band, and Mr. Keela. Criola, Team Mickey, Michael Anderson, Ace of Banton, Midnight Groovers, Brave Ecstasy, Dennis If we had more. Season tickets $325 EC dollars. Nightly tickets $120. The 19th World Creole Music Festival where people meet. C'est musica no.
Crystal Waters Blue Skies, a dramatic radio production capturing the under turmoil of an otherwise peaceful tropical paradise. Mondays and Wednesdays just before the hot seat. Listen to Crystal Waters Blue Skies. Water, blaze, fire.
It's okay for a woman to do it, right? In fact, all women are not guilty for doing it. They just keep on doing it. Anytime, any day, it's okay. But when a man starts to do it, well, Steadman not ashamed to do it, and his wife not complaining. She liked to watch him do it with his hand, no glove. She enjoyed watching him, especially when he's had to wring it tight and the last bit of water come out. He's about to complete washing the family clothes, especially on Saturday and Friday nights. But when he finishes her best part, the last round is to pull out his Ensueno fabric softener. He buy by AC Shillingford and Company. His wife just like the nice natural body fragrance of the fabric softeners in her clothes on the line drying. She just go. He likes fresh harmony. She likes all the fragrances at Shillingford, especially Violet Bouquet. Yes, and Sueno fabric softener. That's what I'm talking about from AC Shillingford. Your colors don't fade. Colors stay close, soft, smell good. From AC Shillingford, use it. Remember, don't spend a lot. Shop at AC Shillingford where you spend less and get more.
Independence Creole Balgamoon. Adepadas Creole Balgamoon. This Independence Day, November 3rd, 48 Karat Gold Swinging Stars and Prince Wallace will be live at the Scenic and Historic Fortune Hotel from 10 p.m.
Dominique, may I be nice you well.
Creole Balgamoon. Dress in anything Creole and be part of the first ever Creole Balgamoon. Entrance only $40 in advance and supported by Digicel, the Extraordinary Network. Creole Balgamoon. It could be the national wear, a Creole shirt, a jeep, a pantalon. Wear anything Creole and be part of the Creole Balgamoon. And celebrate Dominica's independence November 3rd, 10 p.m. at the Fortune Hotel with Swinging Stars and Prince Wadik Sake Malala.
Bonjour, toute maman créole. Mais quand c'est des autres en belle journée, pas bail cause d'autres pièces stress qui pas même nécessaire. Lavez toi coup de pouce ça. Et pas quitter pièces son contre les autres. Moun qui pas même ni pièces significance en lavé ou. Les autres en moins. Une belle journée tout le monde. Bye bye.
Let's talk. 9:35. Hello. Good morning. I'm sorry, I missed that call. Hello.
That's not my partner in crime voice. That's not Felix.
That's the Tomcat. He's just saying hi, okay?
Bonjour, toute maman créole. Mais quand c'est des autres en belle journée, pas bail cause d'autres pièces stress qui pas même nécessaire. Lavez toi coup de pouce ça. Et pas quitter pièces son contre les autres. Moun qui pas même ni pièces significance en lavé ou. Les autres en moins. Une belle journée tout le monde. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Tom. Hello, talk to me.
Good morning, Matt.
How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
Right, man. Matt, Dr. Watt is making a good point. But I support the leader of the opposition, Matt. Matt, there comes a time when you must say enough is enough. Matt, have you listened to Parliament in England?
I have on occasion, yes.
Have you ever heard a speaker telling anyone that they're imputing improper motives if there's not an objection on the floor?
I haven't.
Exactly. So the speaker cannot be part of the debate. She cannot interrupt Mr. Linton if nobody on the other side gets up and rise on a point of order. And this is what we must argue. See, because of what Lennox did, we now have a debate about Parliament. It should continue. Every time she does that to them, they should confront her head to head in a collision and let the rest of the world see what we have in Dominica. It is time that we get rid of Alex Boyd Knight and get a good speaker in the House that people can understand and listen to a good debate in the House. The woman is frustrating the debate in the House, and the woman Dominicans don't see that. And they see that. How do we expect our children to learn? My God, man, have a good day, man.
Tomcat, can you tell him again, please? please.
Bonjour, tout le monde créole. Mais quand c'est des autres en belle journée, pas bail cause d'autres pièces stress qui pas même nécessaire. La vie trop coup de pouce ça. Et pas quitter pièces son contre les autres. Moun qui pas même ni pièces significance en la vie. Les autres en moins. Une belle journée tout le monde. Bye bye.
9:38, let's talk. Hello, on the telephone from the diaspora. Hello.
Hi, good morning, Matt.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your listening public at home and abroad.
Okay, Mr. Sabroch.
That is Sabroch. And I want to make my comments concerning the issue of the speaker, throwing out the leader of the opposition. I am in total support, when I say total, in total support of Gideon Richards. When will we say enough is enough? Dr. Wati, he's a pacifier. We cannot use diplomacy all the time and continue to use diplomacy all the time, whether it is under Freedom Party, under UWP, or under Labour. The time has come to take a position. And when we will stop? I remember in terms of afterfunds, when I was thrown out of Parliament for speaking the truth, afterfunds volunteered to represent me. Because if you do not take a stand, it will continue. If you continue to use diplomacy, the message will not go across. And history showed us Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, we fought for universal suffrage to be able to vote. And this is what goes on. Unless you have justice, there cannot be peace. So I am in total support of Linton. Enough is enough. You cannot take the rights of the opposition and make it wrong when it is the speaker that is wrong. And Dominicans, every one of us must realize that. This is how you have social change in a country, change for the matter. And I am in total support, Gideon Richards, and something has to happen. And I'm hoping that Linton continues and the opposition and the people of Dominica recognize that the speaker, there must be an end to the wrongdoings.
Thank you very much. That was Mr. Herbert Sabroch, former Minister of Government, speaking there from Houston, Texas. 941, hello. 4493095, hello.
Yes, Matt, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, sir.
Who's this?
I said good morning. You said good morning, Matt.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if this is Matt.
You said good morning. I said good morning. Yes, this is Matt. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Matt, in all of this discussion, Matt, let me start by saying I am 100% with Gildan Richards. Because I say this because initially my first thought when I listened to the whole thing, I had some of the sentiment
I suspect you're having some problems with your telephone. We don't have too many minutes. We have to be making a stop with the Muslim store in a few. Hello, talk to me.
Yeah, morning, man. What's up? Everything is everything?
Everything is everything, sir.
Hey, Matt, I've been listening to all the comments in reference to Alex Boyd Knight and that whole controversy she and Lennox or whatever. I think Lennox acted accordingly. But Matt, listening to it on radio is one thing, right? And when you watch it on video from his live feed on Facebook, and you see her demeanor, you see how she puts the papers together, she knocks them on the desk, and then she shakes up her chair. And like, yes, I catch you now, I hold you now. And boy, Dominica have a serious problem in that speaker. She's taking that for a joke. I'm not joking, man. Matt, I was in the diaspora. I took that video, right? And I showed it to an American professional newsman. He doesn't know anything about Dominican politics and that kind of thing. He's not into that. He's an American, full-fledged American. And I asked him to assess that video and that situation for me. And watch what that guy, the response the opposition gave, and I explained to him the opposition and the party. And first thing he said, he watched it about 3 times. He listened to the comments, he watched the deportment, and he just said, shut up. This lady is very biased. Is she leaning towards the government side? Just like that. He doesn't know anything about Lennox, he doesn't know nothing about Skerritt, he doesn't know nothing about Alex Boyd Knight. He watched it and he judged it for what it is, and he made his comments. I said, thank you very much, sir. No further comments.
No further comments. 9:44, hello.
Matt, morning to you and morning to your listeners.
Yes.
Matt, it is time the people of Dominica stand up, because these are elected parliamentarians. Honorable Lennox Swinton, I agree with him by not apologizing. He was not saying that the speaker had a devil in her. He was just quoting the speaker because she who said to a member on the opposition side that the devil in me is telling me to tell you to take your seat. So he was just quoting the speaker. And Alex Boyd Knight must understand she is the speaker. She's not a member of parliament. And the way she behaved like a member of parliament, like on the government side. You are supposed to be neutral. Look at the speakers who have served under the Freedom Party administration. They were neutral, Matt. They did their best. They did their work. But now is big money for dirty work. That's what happened in there. And it is time they give Alex Boyd Knight a dose of her own medicine. She told them, Sheboyu. Can you imagine that, Matt? And she told the former parent for Salisbury, Earl Williams, I'm giving you a dose of your own medicine. This woman has been attacking the opposition, very cankerous woman, and I think by now they should give her a dose of her own medicine. And anytime the opposition, if I was in Parliament, Matt, probably I would even break the mace. I would break the mace, Matt.
All right, Copel. 9:45. Good thing you're not in Parliament. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt. Good morning, Matt.
Yes, that line sounds much better. Yes.
Yes, Matt. First of all, Matt, as I said, I would like to give 100% support to Gildan Richards because my initial position was part of what Dr. Wadi said and part of what my good friend from Portsmouth said, in the sense that after so many years, we should have developed a strategy to deal with this cantankerous woman. But, Matt, you know what is more disconcerting to me? On several occasions, Matt, I have often heard members of the opposition ask the speaker, Madam, what rule did I violate? She cannot quote the rules that they violate, Matt. If you're telling me I am violating a rule, you are supposed to point out to me what rule I have violated. So, Matt, when she cannot do that because they have violated no rule. And I think, as I've always said, Matt, we must call a spade a spade. This thing about dancing around on eggshells because it's certain people and you don't want to offend people. We heard Astafan saying that he scolded the former judge in Trinidad because he pointed out the biasness of the speaker. Matt, unless we come to call a spade, Matt, I think what they're doing, they're trying to provoke or to reconstitute, Matt, the constitutional cool wash brigade. Matt, the constitution is still there. Remember, it is the same Anthony Astafan who told us that they removed Patrick John with the Constitutional Coal Wash Brigade. Matt, you remember 1979? You remember what happened to the Speaker's mace? Matt, if this is what they're asking for, Matt, I think they will get it because Dominicans are patient people. But when they have lost their patience, Matt, and I think it is time now that the Bishop, the Reverend Watties, and all them Reverend Watties is a decent man, but I think basically they ought to bring those facts very clearly and let the public know that this woman is not suitable to be the Speaker of the Parliament. And she fails at every angle to quote what rules she claimed they are violating. That is very significant and very important fact. And that I didn't hear Anthony Astafan say, that she fails at each time to quote what rule she claimed they are violating. Matt, good morning. God bless Dominica.
Good morning. Let's talk a little bit to the Frenchman this morning before we go over to the Muslim store. Mr. Malon, how are you doing this morning?
The Midnight Groovers, yes sir.
It has been a very long time since I've come back to Dominica, and the fact that the Creole in the Park introduces the culture of Chubby and the Midnight Groovers to end the show on the Monday. It means that I am going to have to put my ticket back another 4 weeks because how do you say, Monsieur Peltier, in English? I'm trying to find the word to say in English because I'm very French. But the culture in Dominica is good, and the Creole in the Park is awesome, and I love it. And I've got to say that Q95 is on board. They are on board. They are not overboard, but they are on board with the culture, and that is good. That is very good.
Are you coming back tomorrow, sir?
I am going to sleep in the gardens tonight. I've got. I came from Martinique. And you know how we French people do. We travel with the backpack, with the tent. So I've got a small tent, and my favorite place in the gardens is the Bamboo House. Whatever happens there is nobody's business.
Let it stay there.
Nobody's business. And
what happens in the dark, stay in the dark.
What happens on Q95 in the public stays in the dark in the public. But the light comes to the public. But in the how you say, the Bamboo House in the Botanical Gardens, what happens there stays there. So
www.buymuslims.com. No standing in line, no wasting your time. Buymuslims.com. Just order online, everything will be fine. Buymuslims.com. As soon as you click, you'll be getting it quick. Buymuslims.com. It's like having the entire store at your fingertips. www.buymuslims.com.
Yeah, I was asking Brad, you should tell me because she didn't want to tell me. Is she in that choir there? Bye, Mom.
But that is
no, man.
I have no idea. Are you?
No.
Wow. Because I worked there, but that's the first time I'm actually in.
You're serious?
Because he was a lead for some time.
Oh, well, let's listen again, man.
BuyMuslims.com. No standing in line, no wasting your time. BuyMuslims.com. Just order online, everything will be fine. BuyMuslims.com. As soon as you click, you'll be getting it quick. BuyMuslims.com. It's like having the entire store at your fingertips. www.buymuslims.com.
All right, big news at the Muslim store. Brad, you look refreshed, boy. You good?
That's what they said.
Yeah.
Wow.
You need to take more holidays.
I should.
You can go to Bamboo House. You might meet the Frenchman.
The best place for him is in the Bamboo House, eh?
Yeah.
What happens here stays here.
Yeah. Well, I don't believe this would work between me and him, because nah.
Not that Frenchman and you in that Bamboo House. No, that one works.
So he has his own room.
Yeah.
It's separate the bamboo house and my room here.
Let's talk what happened at the Muslim store. What's going on? The big news Friday.
Yes, Matt.
Mhm.
But first, let us start by saying good morning to you, Matt.
Yes.
Good morning to Dominica, the Eastern Caribbean, and those via the internet. And to all our visitors, welcome to the Nature Island of the Caribbean. And to all returning Dominicans, it's a pleasure to have you back home. And today with me is Karim and Brad. So we are here as a team, to talk about Friday's big events going on at the Muslim store. But first, let me start by saying good morning to you, Karim. Good morning to Brad.
All right. Good morning, Dominica. Morning, Karen. Morning, Brad. Matt, pleasure morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir. Good morning. All right.
Good morning, good morning. It's my first time here with all of you, right?
In a full team.
In a full team. You understand? But what happens here?
State it.
No. What happens here, everybody knows.
Everybody
we want
knows.
everybody to know.
We need everybody to know what's going on Friday for sure.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just spectating because I'm kind of behind.
Yes. So
and
you just observing today.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so Matt, from as we have been mentioning for the past days, that we'll be launching our website on Friday. So if you're looking for all the wonderful things available at the Muslim store, you just have to go to our website and you can purchase these items. But we have a few items that you can purchase online where you will get big discounts. So Karim, can you update us with this?
All right. So Matt, throughout the past few days, I've been letting you know about our user-friendly, state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind website here at the Muslim store. But I'd also let you know that for our returning listeners, not just Dominicans, for our returning listeners who heard me on Monday and Tuesday, I'll just say it again for those that didn't hear, is that we have 38% on bikes, binoculars, and I'm adding to the list car radios. That's right, but car radio stereo set system.
Right.
But that's only online. And that sale will be from Friday when this one set gets launched, and will be for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. So that's 38% on bikes, car radios, and binoculars. You can only benefit from this sale when you go online. So when you don't waste your time, you don't stand in line, and you go to www.buymuslims.com, you can benefit from that sale. You can, so that's the only way to benefit from that sale. If you come into the store, you get our regular discounted prices, but only online for 3 weeks from Friday. 38% off on bikes, car radios, and binoculars.
Yes, man. And just to make our big announcement that our doors will be open from 6 a.m. on Friday. So we're having big discounts going on at the Muslim store on Friday. So from 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we'll be having a 38% discount on stoves, washers, chillers, fridges, and dryers. Listen up. From 6 to 8:30 p.m. we'll be having big discounts, 38% off on all stoves, washers, chillers, freezers, and dryers. So we are just encouraging the general public to come out on Friday, and we know that people love discounts, and whenever we open our doors at 6, Matt, they're waiting at 4. So we just want to make our listeners know that we'll be having big sale going on at the Muslim store on appliances, 38% discount. And seeing that we are celebrating our 38 years of independence, we are just giving back to the general public. And just to mention again that we will be having a 48% discount on all jewelry. And we know that Christmas is, just a month
Christmas
or 2 months
is here.
just
Christmas
away.
is here. The commercials are
And
on
for all those who want to purchase gift items, so if you're looking for gold, silver, stainless steel, and gold-filled jewelry, the best place to go down to right now is at the Muslim store on Friday. So our 48% starts from 12 to 2:30 on the dot. So we just want to make our listeners know that our sale on jewelry starts from 12 to 2:30, and you will be getting a 48% discount. 48% discount.
Independence plus 10.
Yes, independence
plus 10.
Plus 10.
Yes, independence plus
That's
10.
the catch there.
That's the catch there.
Independence plus 10. It's 48 years of independence at the Muslim store, in standing in solidarity with Dominica for that 38 years. We want to know that 38 years, that's 48% off on all appliances, so that is the stoves, chillers, etc. It's going to be a wonderful sale. Myself and some of the other workers, when we got news of the sale, were actually doing some of the calculations, and we were really impressed with some of the savings. I'm telling you, we were going around the store calculating different items, some of the quick sellers, some of the slower sellers, and we are looking at it and we're saying that this is a day where I have to get up early at about 5 and make sure I have a big pot of cocoa quem on the fire.
Cocoa quem.
Right.
Cocoa what?
Cocoa quem. I have to make sure I have energy to deal with all the people that's going to come in for those sales.
6 o'clock.
Yes,
6
yes.
o'clock.
So we will be open from 6 o'clock. And also just to mention that our doors will be closed from 8:30 to 9 o'clock. This is just to, just wrap it up with our customers that will be in. So we just want to make sure our listeners, they are listening, that our doors will be closed from 8:30 to 9 o'clock just to facilitate our customers that will be in. And we will reopen from 9 to 5:30. So from 9 o'clock to 5:30, we'll be having a 28%, that is plus 10. We'll be having a 28% discount on watches, perfumes, stereos, and televisions. Just to mention again, a 28% discount on all watches, perfumes, stereos, and television. And this starts from 9 o'clock to 5:30.
All right. Well, I suspect we'll be talking again tomorrow, that time via the telephone.
Yes, ma'am. But Brad didn't say anything.
He said he was observing. I gave him that excuse.
No, it's not a lame excuse, but I'm just shy today, that's all.
You're shy.
You see, when you stay away from something so long, it's like you want to come back, but you're afraid of making mistakes.
Really? That's what happened? Maybe you stayed in the bamboo house a little too long.
I'm telling you.
Brad, love this. You love it. You love it. You love it.
Well. I was there in a certain time, but
some years back.
Let's leave that alone. Let's leave that alone. We don't want your secrets out, Brad.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's wrap it up at this.
Yes, wrap it up. So just to remind all our listeners that big discounts going on at the Muslim store on Friday. So our doors will be open from 6 a.m. So if you have plans of purchasing a stove, washers, chillers, fridges, and dryers, we will be offering a 38% discounts on all of these. And from 9 to 5:30 p.m. we will be offering a 28% discount on all watches, perfumes, stereos, and televisions. So this is what we are giving back to the community, because you all have been so good to us, So this is what we are doing at the Muslim store, giving back to the community. So we are offering big discounts on Friday. So you just have to stay tuned to Matt in the Morning, and we will be on tomorrow and also Friday, giving a little updates of what's happening at the Muslim store.
They don't really like that,
You know?
Them people are
No.
the higher end.
Yes.
No, but they have to. You see, Dominicans deserve the best, so they deserve a certain time to be rewarded back something.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't really like that. So what I'm telling Dominicans, to make them cry, come down and just grab everything on the side. Go with it. You understand?
Yeah, just go.
Just go with it, because not every time they're doing that.
And
Let them cry.
And just to make sure everybody knows that the same discounts and the same discounted prices you can get at the store, you can also get it on the website. We have our full-time webmaster who will be controlling the operation. So again, if you don't have the time to come in at 6, we just pull up your tablet you bought at the Muslim store, or you just go on your phone or your smart TV you bought at the Muslim store.
You understand?
And then you just buy it.
Don't stand up in line.
Don't stand up in line.
No wasting your time.
BuyMuslims.com.
Oh, we have to go now.
BuyMuslims.com. No standing in line, no wasting your time. BuyMuslims.com. Just order online, everything will be fine. BuyMuslims.com. As soon as you click, you'll be getting it quick. BuyMuslims.com. It's like having the entire store at your fingertips. www.buymuslims.com.
The news is next. Stick around.
welcome to Q95's morning news update for today, Wednesday, October 26, 2016, brought to you through the kind compliments of Digicel and Dominica Brewery and Beverages.
Are you a proud graduate of UWI? The University of the West Indies Open Campus Dominica presents the 3rd Alumni and Friends Dinner and Dance for all campuses on Saturday, November the 12th, 2016 at 7 p.m. at the Fort Young Hotel. A fundraiser for the establishment of the Bernard Dinard Fund to assist students in need with tuition costs. We invite you to come down